All right, welcome everyone. I am so excited. We are starting up Product University again. This is our May to June edition. So welcome to this call. I so appreciate you taking the time. I know it is very late for many of you on the East Coast or perhaps on other sides of the world. So I so appreciate you being here. If you do not know me, my name is Angie. I'm the Product Training and Development Manager here for Riman North America. Typically, I lead the Tradition Meets Innovation calls. I also handle the ritual inbox if you ever sent an email. But today, of course, my sole focus is Product University. Now, Product University is an 8-week period, so to speak. We have one session a week, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. PT, and we'll go through more in depth on the Riman product philosophy and the products themselves. The topics can be anywhere from 20 minutes all the way to 40 minutes. It really depends. But specifically with attendance, if you come to all 8 sessions, you will receive recognition at our roadmap event in September. What's important to note about this is that you must sign up with the same email associated with your username in your My Office. This allows us to easily identify you and make sure you came to all 8 sessions. So please also make sure you are signed up for the June dates. Zoom does this weird thing where it hides those dates next to the May dates, but if you scroll in that small scroll down bar on the right hand side, you'll reveal the June dates. All right. Today's call is a fantastic one. It's always so important for me to start out with an overarching view of our product values. Of course, with any product, you need to have some kind of intention behind it. And the product values that we stay true to throughout any product development really establishes Riman as that unique opportunity, but also unique form of self-care. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. Alrighty, and so I know many of you actually may be returning, or perhaps you missed a couple of sessions the last Product University we did in January. I think you're in for a treat this time around because, of course, we did have the relaunch of many of our products in March, and so there are new ingredients to talk about, new formulations to talk about. So this is really good to keep in the know with the Riman products. But of course, today's topic specifically is the Riman product philosophy, and we'll basically back the Riman product philosophy with our 5 main product values. And these govern all of our product development, both the products that currently exist and the ones that are to come. With a general overview, the 5 main product values are as follows. We are, of course, rooted in tradition, backed by science, sustainably sourced, simple and holistic, and we provide a difference you'll love. And so we'll go more in depth on each of these product values in the next couple of slides, but I want to start first with our origin. And ultimately, that origin comes from a certain individual's mind, which was our founder and CEO, Mr. On. So Mr. On has been in the industry for roughly 25 years now, and he developed a deep love for these specific types of products within this specific industry of direct sales. He actually had explored the World Direct Sales Competition at a trade event in the early 2000s, and he saw all the products and kind of was disappointed at what he saw. He knew he could create something different, something unique that has genuine benefit in its use, but also, of course, comes with a powerful business opportunity. And so this created a dream of a brand focused on immediate results and safety. And that truly is the cornerstone of all of our product formulations, efficacy and safety. From there, of course, we develop many other values for our products, as you will later see, but we are always looking to create efficacious and safe products. Specifically, when he came to create Insulderm and create the difference that you see, the Riman difference, he was inspired by the view of specifically his younger daughter. So as he liked to say, is that he's a dad of 3 different kids and he loves each of them equally. But there was one night he came home from work and he went to go kiss his infant daughter goodnight. And he stopped and he paused and he looked at her skin. And he was like, look how beautiful and youthful her skin is. Even in her sleep, she is glowing. Why do we lose this glow as we age? Is there a way in which we can topically apply products to bring that glow back, that youthful glow? And that truly is what inspired his creation of ICD, or originally Insulderm. So what does Insulderm mean, do you ask? Well, it means intra or intercellular dermatology. We're looking at the cellular level of the skin, really working with the innate health of the skin to bring about your innate glow, so to speak, and to restore it. And so this is really crucial because many products are offered in the market today that offer surface solutions. Perhaps they will reduce the appearance of something in an immediate effect, but over time, it is not addressing the root cause or concern. And so being deeply rooted and focused in the base of your skin health greatly helps us create products that are different than anything you've seen before. Now, with that all in mind, when we finally come to appreciate our first product value of being rooted in tradition, that is because we are a K-beauty brand. As many of you know, K-beauty is trending. And while it is trending and we like to lean into those positive connotations, we also like to argue that it's not a trend. It is deeply rooted in the daily practices of self-care that South Korean peoples have been putting forth for generations. And we merely are sharing these methodologies worldwide. This appreciation of self-care comes from slowing down and honoring oneself through the application of your products. Many Americans, specifically today, believe that they don't have time for self-care, but in appreciating a specific product set and a specific product routine, you can make self-care a daily occurrence, which is crucial not only for your skin health, but even for your mental health as well. With that in mind, being rooted in tradition and having that story to be told, those ancient roots, there's also a significant staying power within the market for K-beauty products. Those who purchase K-beauty, roughly 70% of them return to purchase K-beauty again. And of course, most importantly, it's the undeniable results. With K-beauty, there's specific formulation techniques that we approach that differ from many different Western beauty ideals. And this allows us to create a basis of that Korean glass skin that we all know and we all want. And with these products, you can achieve it as such. And so in that concept of formulating with K-beauty in mind, our approach is more focused on protection and prevention of the skin rather than problem solving, working with its health instead of against presenting issues such that those issues don't occur to begin with. This means often prioritizing gentler ingredients or any harsher actives that do work or are well known. We just keep them to a lower concentration to maintain your skin's integrity. That then culminates into a huge concept of K-beauty, which is that multi-step routine. Staying consistent, layering your products, and layering these ingredients is how you bring about that innate health to your skin that stays long-term. And with this all in mind, you typically won't see many things that are popular in the market today, such as retinoids or AHAs and BHAs at high concentration, because we're trying to create products that apply to a variety of different skin types and minimize skin discomfort in the process. So, of course, being rooted in tradition, specifically being a Korean beauty brand, I think is extremely important because it allows us to establish ourselves in something unmovable, something fundamental in its policies. But our second product value of being backed by science allows us that room to innovate and to modulate based on new research or on new societal demands for new product forms. And so all of our research and all of our science is harnessed at the Ask company in Korea. So Ask company was established and is owned by Chairman An, and its slogan rather is powered by this concept here: the ask will find the answer. The concept of Ask Company and the sister companies of Ask Base and Ask Labs all focuses on the beauty behind curiosity, the power behind creating hypotheses, finding answers to these hypotheses, and starting the process all over again. This ensures no stagnancy in product development. We're always looking for what's next. How can we improve, and how can we ultimately improve your experience with the products? So as I had mentioned, Ask Company is created by Chairman An and as such is a part of Riman. And within the Ask Company umbrella is Ask Base. So again, owned by Riman, we completely control it. But Ask Base specifically is our manufacturing and processing plant that is established on Jeju Island that allows us to process a lot of our own raw materials. What I thought was kind of unique here is the timeline that you can see in the creation of the Ask base we know of today. So initially it was named Ester Bio and it was founded in 2019. And we began our production of our heritage ingredient Byungpool in 2021. But we didn't create Ask base and also create the size of Ask base that it is until 2022 when we took over the Hyundai Bioland Jeju plant. This then allowed us to begin a cosmetics and skincare processing in 2022, and then officially we moved everything to Jeju Island. So what's important about Ask Base is that, or the fact that we own it rather, is that we are able to source a lot of our own raw materials without necessarily dealing with a raw material supplier. By no means do we not work with raw material suppliers, as there is an infinite amount of ingredients you can include in formula, but this allows us to have a direct hand in some of the natural resources we are using to really uphold their efficacy and safety profiles in formulation. Even more importantly, this specific production plant for natural raw materials has been inspected by regulatory authorities and it is managed rather according to GMP or good manufacturing practice standards. So it consistently passes a number of high level inspections, and it will continue to be subject to them because it is important to stay consistent in our production methodologies, so to speak. So another fantastic thing about Ask Base, specifically in the fact that it is located on Jeju Island, is that a lot of this raw material sourcing is done with sustainability in mind. Jeju Island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is heavily governmentally protected and respected in its beauty and in its resources. And so our establishment of Ask Base was fully not only provided by government approval, but also allows us to stay responsible in our sustainability initiative, which we will touch on a bit later. With this, although fantastic, the even greater side of science within the Ask company is Ask Labs, that sister company. So Ask Labs is Riman's research center. It's really the heart of all of our formulations. It's where all of our formulations begin in development before they are otherwise mass produced by a manufacturer, or they're even sent to third parties for testing, whatever it may be. It all starts at Ask Labs. We also often collaborate with the Korea Research Institute of Bioscience and Biotechnology to create products with distinctive raw materials in skincare, hair care, and even in nutraceuticals or food science. So having this established Ask Labs as part of Riman allows us that credibility, but also allows us the opportunity for collaboration with big names within science. Now, in Ask Labs specifically, there are three sub-branches, so to speak. Of course, the first is our cosmetic research lab. And so this is essentially the center for our formulation research, raw material research, and initial formulation creation, both for skincare and body care, as well as hair care, and now, of course, cosmetics as well. Our Food Research Institute branch focuses mainly on the life-ending supplements and any nutraceutical formulations. And most importantly, our Byungpool Research Institute is the branch entirely devoted to creating a more robust profile on our heritage ingredient, that giant Byungpool. Specifically with the Byungpool Research Institute, we are not only looking at the giant Byungpool in its application in products, but we're even looking at novel derivatives of the giant Byungpool. If we take specific amino acids or we take specific polyphenols, how they can perform on their own in formulation as well. All right. So that third product value then, of course, was sustainably sourced. So with us at Riman, sustainability isn't simply a practice or a have to do, so to speak, or an obligation, rather is a better word. It's a promise. We are always looking for ways in which we can continue to improve, or rather lessen, our environmental impact, not only to be responsible as a brand, but to help you be responsible as a consumer. So with this specific product value, this is something we'll never stay stagnant on. There is always room to improve in terms of sustainability, especially because research in this category specifically is always coming out. And we are continuing to take steps to lessen that environmental impact, again, to help be responsible as a brand. Now, some of the things you may see or notice that have currently been implemented due to sustainability with Riman are, as you see listed here, our use of FSC mixed packaging, our status as V label for the Bodolab products, and then even our collaboration with a specific bio company to create a plastic alternative. So in breaking down each of these in a bit more depth, FSC mix essentially stands for the Forest Stewardship Council. And so the Forest Stewardship Council oversees the proper and responsible use of forest resources. So oftentimes wood and thusly paper or cardboard packaging. With the FSC mix label specifically, it is made, or rather the boxes themselves are proclaimed to have an environmentally friendly composition of mixed wood and paper resources. And this is a label you will see on all the outer boxes of the Riman products. Now, with the V label specifically, this is associated with the Baudelaire brand. So both the Deserticola hair care and the Swanmel body care are entirely vegan. And so originally, some of you may know that we were e-vegan. That is something I need to edit on this slide. But the e-vegan since has gone, and V label is what we focused on instead. And we got that quickly. V label is equally as magnanimous as an entity in establishing vegetarian and vegan products in both the food industry, personal care, as well as the textile and industrial industry as well. And so the V label is not only the name for the company, but it's also the seal of approval that they give once your products have been certified. So each of the Baudelaire products have that V label. Now, last but certainly not least on this slide, the specific collaboration between CJ Biomaterials and Riman was crucial. So initially, we looked towards changing the packaging of the 3 core products in the dermatology line. So that's the dermatology cream, the booster, and the serum. CJ Biomaterials has created a plastic alternative that is entirely biodegradable called PLA PHA packaging, and that was adopted for those core products with the further intention of applying it to more products within the Riman product offerings. And again, this is just a taste of some of the things we intend or wish to do within sustainability, because again, we cannot stay stagnant on this. This is something I personally find an investment in just because we are so involved in the use of environmental resources, and we want to make sure we're doing so responsibly. Okay. So that 4th product value, I think, is extremely important, and it turns back to the products themselves. Simple and holistic. All of these are about the products themselves, but this is specifically about the use of the products, the routines you create. While K-beauty is fundamental, it shouldn't be complex to appreciate and to approach on your own. We, of course, pre-describe specific rituals that you can follow, but we also give you the education and the tools to ultimately find the Riman ritual that's right for you. One of the ways in which we simplify the approach to K-beauty self-care is through 3 basic tenets of K-beauty, of cleansing, hydrating, and protecting. As long as you have a product or 2 that satisfies each of those tenets, that's a good skincare routine. That's realistically what your skin needs to stay healthy and ultimately to boast the aesthetic benefits that you are looking for, whether it be radiance, fine lines and wrinkles disappearing, plumpness, whatever it may be. Really, we are looking towards the most basic yet fundamental properties of skincare. Of course, with cleansing, you remove daily impurities, you prep the skin for further treatment and accurate absorption of further treatment, but cleansing realistically is a great step in and of itself in that it allows for the incorporation of specific products that too can purport benefits for your skin. Of course, one of the key topics of that is our moisture cleansing oil, which of course is a cleansing oil, the first step in a double cleansing routine, but it also has key ingredients to maintain skin moisturization and hydration so that your cleansing experience isn't a stripping one. With Hydrate, again, fundamental and basic in its science, but crucial in terms of skin health. You replenish your water stores within the skin for cellular processes and the aesthetic glow. Now, within the Hydrate category, we also do lump in moisturization. These are actually different in that moisturization deals with the lipid content of the skin, and of course, Hydrate deals with the water content. Both of them are equally necessary for healthy skin function. But realistically, when we look towards Hydrate, it is the proper attainment of water levels, but also of reinforcing your skin barrier with both water content and oil content as well. Last but not least, protection. Protection provides security against external aggressors and their associated skin problems with, of course, a layer of protection. Most simplistically, protect refers to UV protection, as UV overexposure is one of the most detrimental things you can do for your skin. It creates reactive oxygen species, which themselves can create fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, permanent redness. I could go on a tangent, but we'll go through that on session 3 with skin physiology. But With Protect specifically in our approach, of course, yes, it is about UV protection, but we also look at reinforcing your skin's innate protection, which again is your skin barrier. Your skin barrier not only inhibits irritant penetration from the outside, but it also inhibits water evaporation from lower levels up outwards from the skin. And so reinforcing your skin barrier is an easy way to maintain daily protection just innately as part of your skin health. All right. And now last but not least, our fifth product value, a difference you'll love. So our full tagline at Riman is experience the difference, a difference you'll love. What we mean by that is it's so easy to create collections of products that you never touch again. You know, I myself am quite a consumer within the skincare category, and prior to Riman, I was trying out everything. And now I have 4 or 5 different moisturizers I haven't seen since I bought them, collecting dust in my cabinets. Yet we go to the store and we see something different. Maybe the packaging is unique or you've seen it popular on social media, and we buy it because of that difference and because of our lack of connection to what we already had that otherwise would have fulfilled that role. Remon is here to claim that we are that difference you were looking for, even if you weren't fully aware you were looking for one. But we believe these products will satisfy that curiosity to the extent you won't go looking for something else again. So of course, a difference you'll love in application of the products specifically in the routine that you can now practice with these products, the difference you can experience on your face, but also the difference in your life with Remon. Now, of course, this envelops the products themselves, but it also envelops the community and the family that is created within Remon, and of course, the business opportunity. So each person will have a slightly different approach to what the difference means for them. For me personally, it was the opening for me to fully explore my appreciation of science and of ingredients, and to see what I'm exploring and what I'm educating myself on in terms of ingredients applied in the products I'm using, in the Remon products, which is powerful for me being in the industry for 5 years now and being a previous cosmetic chemist. So I think one great topic to ask anyone is, what's the Remon difference to you? How have you perceived the Remon difference? Was it in your skin changing? Was it in your hair or body skin changing? Was it even in your nutritional comfort? If it's something within the lightening products, like for me, we'll talk about it, but Deep Talk Plus is my favorite product. But really the difference can mean anything for an individual. But the important thing is that we are promoting that difference. And that difference oftentimes is created by you. And so on that topic, or to that end, that is actually it for this session of Product University. It's always a bit of a shorter one, but next week we are going into some fantastic things. With that in mind, I did create, or rather we did create, an outline so that you can remember all these product values in a bit more depth. So feel free to scan this QR code. We are also going to be dropping the link for it in the chat. It's currently in WeTransfer, or excuse me, in the Drive, so you can easily access it there as well. One thing you will notice if you go into that entire folder for the different Product University outlines or worksheets is that each worksheet is now getting updated because we have new information, new product formulations. And so make sure that you're keeping up to date on the current product sheets. You will see that the one for today is now green. So it's an easy way to tell you that you have the most up-to-date product outlines. All right, I'll make sure everyone's getting it. All right. So next week is huge. Next week is our exploration of our heritage ingredients, Giant Byungpool and Jeju Lava Energy Water. I will say one of the most important things in regards to promising a difference is that many people want to see how we're different, just regards to our formulations specifically. And I think the difference and uniqueness is easily put forth through our use of specific ingredients, 2 of which being our heritage and most prominent ingredients in formulation, Giant Byungpool and Jeju Lava Energy Water. So next week is a powerful session. Again, will set us up for the appreciation of each specific product line and ultimately how you can approach your own self-care. But with that also in mind, I wanted to mention that the 7th session, so I believe it is June 18th, we'll be doing a Q&A session. There we go. So please send in your questions with the title of Product University, question for Angie, anything that lets me know that it's specifically to be answered in the Q&A session. Otherwise, I will answer it immediately. But please send in some questions to ritual@riman.com by June 11th so that we can create a robust conversation during this Q&A session. We do this a bit uniquely in that it's not a live Q&A. We ask for these questions beforehand so that we can collaborate with HQ for any questions that are more in-depth or that perhaps I don't have the immediate answer to. We want to get you the most concise information. So we typically then prepare those questions and their answers, and we go through about 7 to 10 of them through the Q&A session during session 7. So with that in mind, that concludes today's Product University. I am so appreciative of you all being here. I know I fumbled my words just a little bit because I'm just so excited that we're starting up Product University again. It's a fantastic way to connect with the Riman products, but also for me to connect with you all. So thank you for your time. I hope you all have a fantastic night, and I will see you for session 2 next Wednesday. Talk to you then.